Good morning. It's time for the playground. I'm a little late to the playground. Who else couldn't sleep last night? My lack of sleep has slowed me down. So it'll probably slow me down all day. Let's see how you guys are feeling. I don't know about you, but the energy is wild, and it was wild in the middle of the night, and I just couldn't go to sleep. So my eyeballs need toothpicks this morning. So I'd love to see how everyone else is feeling when we decide to gather. In the meantime, I'm just going to sit here and have patience. We'll have a little fun today. We'll go into a meditation. We're going to do a lot of that today. I feel like a lot of people are going into this winter solstice very differently this year. It's going to be a big change, and I'm excited. So, I see a heart. Somebody's here. I can keep talking. I could sit here and talk to myself all day anyway, so I don't mind. I'll just sit here and talk. People catch up eventually. Blue skies, blue skies. I don't know. It doesn't feel very warm. My heater won't turn off, so it must be cold outside. But we do have blue skies. Beautiful morning. How is everyone feeling? As you gather, how are you feeling with this energy of the winter solstice today? I see Umi. I see someone else. I see you guys starting to come in. Come on into the playground. Let's have some fun today. I am really tired because I couldn't sleep. Hi, Carol Ann. Ellen, good morning. It's nice to see you. How are you this morning? Umi, good morning. Happy solstice. Hi, John. I see your face too. Come on in, guys. Who's tired? Who had difficulty sleeping last night? With a raise of hands. Who else was naughty and laid awake half the night? Hi, Annie7. Good morning. I noticed something last night. Something shifted in my house, and it excited me, and that's why I didn't sleep that well. Hi, John. I didn't sleep all that well because Suzanne. Good morning. Oh, you did. All right, Umi. Good. No good. Sorry. It's not good to stay awake all night. But it's difficult sometimes. My brain got to spinning, and I just couldn't shut it off. And it wasn't like I went to sleep and then I woke up and I can't sleep. No, it was like I just didn't go to bed. I went to bed at like 2:30 and I was still wide awake. But you know, my kids are night owls, and if I want to spend time with my kids, I have to be ready to be awake most of the night sometimes. So we all sat up talking last night, and we talked about stuff that used to be. I want to know, you guys, this is a big deal to me. It's a really big deal. For a long time, especially right after Steve died, I think that my kids thought that my cheese was slipping off my cracker. That I was one hamburger short of a picnic. You know, they were like, oh, she's losing it. Something's going on with Mom. She's going through some kind of change, and they didn't want any part of it. It's been a long process. And mostly, they're starting to question their own spirituality and their own abilities, and I have very gifted kids, but they've denied it most of their life. So it's a big change for people right now. That's all I'm saying, is the world seems to be going through a big change. And all of a sudden last night, as we're talking, Caroline and I talked for hours about abilities and about everything that I'm all about. She just sat there and we just talked and talked and talked, and I was like, wow. Because I remember back when she just shut me completely down. And I think a big part of that is how close she was to Steve, how traumatic that death was to her, how much, my gosh, that girl, she went through 2 to 3 years of really struggling to get over that loss, really struggling. And I remember that I would get messages that he would check in on her often. My kids would have signs, you know, but I could see her last night when I mentioned something about his presence. I could see her for a minute go, okay, wait. And I thought, uh-oh, she's going to get triggered again. She's going to be triggered by this. She's going to get sad. It's almost Christmas. She's going to go down. She's going to get depressed. But instead, check this out. I said, Steve, because she was open enough, I said, Steve, why don't you go into her energy for just a few seconds and let her experience you? And she just stood there for a minute, and she went, I could see the change on her face. And then she went, okay, don't do that again. And I said, well, okay, we won't. What's going on? And she said, well, I'm not going to admit that I just got all warm. I'm like, ooh, yes. And it opened the door. she still needs him so much, and he's always been there for her. Even after he passed, he's always been there for her. There's such a special bond between them, and it makes me want to cry that she's opening up to this, the idea that life goes on after death, that our loved ones can still be around us. Hi, Pete. Hi, Jennifer. Good morning. Good morning. Go with the energy shift. The other code. The other side is bliss. Yes, yes. I say yes to that. Pete, Jennifer, what do you got? Good morning. happy eclipse. There's all kinds of stuff going on out there in the world. What is it? Jupiter and Saturn coming together, like close. What is that all? The conjunction? I don't know any of the fancy wording. I don't keep up with that stuff. But this is a wild day. So I'm just wondering. I'm coming full circle. I promise. If people. It's like we have two breeds of people on the planet. We have those people that absolutely shut down and refuse to see that we're going through a really beautiful change, and they insist on us going through a horrible time. They're like, the world is coming to an end, new world order, and we got to get our militias together, and they're doing all that stuff. And then we got the people that are going, look, but the total opposite side of the spectrum. They're like, wow, the world is changing, and we're all happy about it. We're like, it's changing finally. We've been here. We've been waiting for this. We've done lifetimes and lifetimes, and we've been waiting for a change on this planet. We just keep coming back, hoping we can do it this time, and we haven't been able to. And this time we're seeing it. We're like, wow, and exactly, Pete. We're moving into bliss. We know what bliss feels like. We're channeling in this energy that is so amazing. Like you just open up to it and it comes through, and it's like I don't need anything anymore when I fall into that. My little small self will fall into, what about this? What about that? And the bigger part of me goes, yeah, but what about this? And then I just sit there and allow that energy to flow in, and then nothing else matters. It's the coolest thing. It's cool. That's what all I can say is we're truly superheroes. And we're realizing what we are, even to the smallest extent. We're waking up. There will always be, at least in this reality, there's those naysayers that will try to hold all that back. And we're working on them one by one. But thank goodness we're gathering. We're gathering, and we're learning to spend time with each other. We're learning how to connect on an energetic level. And once again today, we'll be doing that in a class. We get together, and we all sit there together, and we connect. And then we're like, oh, where do you want to go? Let's go here. And then we're all there together. It's the most amazing thing. What if this is what we're doing, you guys? What if it really is that we sit together, that no matter where you are in the world, that energetically, if you're in tune to one another, you can travel. You can go to wherever you want to go. You can go to each other. You can go to the moon. You can go to Mars. You can go to Saturn. You can go. Your body might stay right where it is, but what the true part of you, your truth, the truth is not this physical self, this skin suit that I'm in. The truth is what's inside of me, and that part of me is learning how to travel energetically. Isn't that cool? I feel like I'm onto something. You guys help me push it through. I'm onto something. Good morning, Danette. Watch for the replay later. I needed to have fun. Oh, we'll watch. I see him around. Speak soon. Okay, go for it. Go, Pete. Go do what you gotta do. Jupiter, Saturn conjunction. Thank you, Carol Ann. You're always helping me. Melanie, happy solstice to you. I'm so glad you guys are popping in. So, how are you feeling this morning? Because half of me, the bigger part of me, is feeling like a very magical creature. And I'd love to know if you guys are feeling that way too. I woke up really confused. I think the ego, if you guys wake up really confused, the ego is still kind of stuck. The ego is like in a little bit of mud and muck. The ego is like, I don't know, something's different. I don't really like change. You know how egos are, they're afraid of change. And then the bigger part of us is going, yeah, I can feel it coming. It's like I know that Friday is Christmas, but I don't even care about Christmas. It's like, it doesn't seem like it's even gonna happen. Does that make sense? Like, somehow we're just gonna be, I don't know, guys. It just feels like everything's changing. So I'm confused by it. My ego is confused by it. My higher self says, just be still. My higher self says, whatever's happening is exactly as it's supposed to be. Everything falls perfectly into place from here on out, as you allow it, as you let go. If you're willing to step out of the fear mode If you're willing to be still, just be still. I'm being still. Be still with me for a second. Just stop yourself. Stop all of that conversation that goes on in your head for a little bit and just be still. And you call in that energy. And you're like, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All that stuff that I thought mattered, that doesn't matter anymore. Because we're coming into something so much bigger than any of us has ever experienced before. At least in human form. We've experienced it before, we just weren't in physical. I don't think we got much longer to wait. That's my feeling. I know that time is not really a truth, but it feels like right now. Right now. I'm ready to pop out of this reality and into a new one. But you guys, hi Charlie, I see your little flame up there. So checking to see how you guys are feeling. I was a bit confused, but today when I woke up and I felt like the weight was gone. Well, that's good. That's good that the weight's gone. Excellent. That's a good sign for you, Danette. Good morning, Charlie. Yes, perfect sense. I don't even have any presents for oh good. I'm glad I'm not the only one for under the tree, and it doesn't bother me. I feel like I'm receiving gifts not of this world. That's exactly true. It's exactly true. We've always rushed around, like there's this little piece of me that still feels like I've got to rush around and try to make sure there's stocking stuffers and try to make sure everything is just perfect and whatever. And then there's this other part of me that's like, no. Christmas comes from inside. It doesn't come from the stores. It doesn't come in wrapped up packages. It doesn't come that way. It comes from the heart. It's like we're just being gifted with the most incredible energy, and energy is really all we need. Isn't that true? Everything, I say this all the time, but everything, us, our physical selves, that car, the house, the trees, everything at one point was pure thought, was the energy of thought, the energy of creation. It didn't exist. Everything around me, everything is made of energy. It was all energy. At some point, it was created energetically before it ever became physical. So if we are willing to push ourselves back to that, listen to me, I'm trying to be Einstein now. If we push ourselves back to the realization that what we really are is energy, and everything around us is pure energy. Sometimes it vibrates more slowly and it becomes a solid, but it's still energy. So, isn't it more beautiful to receive energy? Because energy is something that can be used for creation. So, say I give you a new blanket for Christmas. Well, it's already been created. Somebody else has created it. Somebody in their, whatever, their energetic creative mode created that blanket. But if I gave you the energy that had no attachments to it, nothing, I'm only giving you pure energy. I'm looking at you and I'm going, okay, and we're going to do this in meditation in a few minutes, okay? So get ready to be gifted. I'm giving you energy. And with this energy, this is the same energy that created Mars, that created the Earth, that created horses, that created zebras, platypuses. It's the energy of creation. That's what's inside of you. That's what's being gifted to you. It's the energy that we want. It's not the stuff, because when we have that energy, we use it to create. We create the most beautiful connections. Connections is a better word, between each other. We have friends on the other side of the globe, and we stop and we go, okay, let us just be still together for a little bit. Shh, don't talk. Just be still. And if you're still with me for a minute, you will feel my energy and I will feel yours. We can be together anytime, wherever we are on the planet. And we can travel together any place we want to go. We want to go to Egypt? Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's form a picture somewhere inside of our imagination. We're going to create the most amazing place that we could ever go. And then we're all going to get still together and we're all going to go there. And we're all going to use our creative energy to we're going to use our imagination, that's probably a better word, to create this magical world where we can go energetically and spend time together. I think it's the most beautiful thing, and it's something that is so simple and easy once you learn how to do it. And the whole world, most of the world, has missed out on that gift. The gift of energy. The gift of the energy of love is the most amazing power on the planet. Everybody's looking for their treasure everywhere. They look for their treasure. My book's name was Anchor Light, An Awakening of Your Greatest Treasure. And when we came up with that title, I was like, it's amazing. I did the greatest treasure thing, and I was like, I think I know what this book is all about, but I'm not really sure. And I know now that at the time I thought it was just your intuition, and now I realize the greatest treasure is the love that's inside of you and the energy that you create with that love. It's getting into that well, that it's accessing that part of you that we tend to forget even exists. We are the energy of creation. We are the energy of love. That is the truth of who we are. And we want to look for love everywhere, all over the place. I love that car. I love that house. I love that person. I love this dog, whatever. We look for it all over the place. And we're always reaching. From the time we're little bitty babies, we're like, we're trying to find love everywhere we go. And most of the time we find it in all the wrong places. I've been good at finding it in all the wrong places, trust me. Until one day, I sat down quietly on the bathroom floor, still looking for love, wondering if I was ever going to find it again, because I thought that Steve and I were forever. And so I sat down on that bathroom floor looking for that love again, and I found it. And oftentimes I'll say I found it because Steve brought it back to me, but Steve just opened up the gateway. He just held the door for me. The love that I found was inside of me. I didn't have to go looking for it anywhere else. It's very much, when I was young, The Wizard of Oz always scared me. I hated the flying monkeys. I really didn't want to watch that movie. And I've come to this place where the most beautiful line in a movie ever was something like, and you can correct me, you had the power all along. She didn't need those ruby slippers that she went searching for. She didn't need it at all. All she needed to do was believe. She needed to believe in herself. She needed to find that deep well inside of herself. And that's what took her back home again. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm in that space today. I'm in that space. It can be really easy to keep looking all over the place for whatever it is that we're wanting, for the one thing that we truly want. And I'm just reminding you today that there are people out there, and there is love out there, and there is so much, and we are gathering. There's so much love amongst us because we're opening up to this. But the truth is that no matter what, if everything else were suddenly gone, you would still have everything, because you would have the energy of love. If the whole world just suddenly was gone, you would still exist in that deep well of love. Your energy, that energy of love, would be the only thing left, and that's all you would need. Because you would take that love, that energy that fills you, and you would begin to create again. Because that is you. That's, everybody's like past life, and you're very, very, very first. If you go all the way back to your very beginning, you were energy. Go all the way back to the very beginning of yourself. See if you can sit there and go all the way back. We've all lived lifetimes here, so it's really fun to go back in and see ourselves in different roles. But can you go all the way back to what you really are, to your very core? And when you do that, all you are is energy. So when I sit here and say all you need for Christmas is energy, because you, from that energy of love that you are, that you have been since the very beginning of whatever, I don't know if there ever was truly a beginning, you've just always existed. And what you are is pure energy of love. How amazing is that? And from that energy of love came everything. And that was you. And that was me. And that was the person beside you, and the person you're walking down the street beside. It's all of us at a soul level. Many people are so buried they can't see that. It's our job to remind him every now and then, give him a little wake-up call. Remember who you are. My favorite line that Steve gave me after he passed, I used to say, well, what about this? What about that? What are we supposed to be doing together? What am I supposed to be doing? Still, I had all these questions. And he just quieted me down and he said, the most important thing that you can do is to remember the truth of who you are. Who are you? And I just told you, it's that simple. You are love. You are the energy of love. And it's running through every cell of your body. It's like electricity. It just runs through you, and it comes from this beautiful well. You don't have to look for it outside, because you have that portal inside of you. Everybody's like, oh, there's portals and vortexes and stuff. Well, maybe there is energetic things all around. The vortex, the portal from love is within each one of us right here in your heart. So when you go, oh, the archangels are out there and the ascended masters and God's out there somewhere in the clouds, and you're missing the boat. The truth is they are here. And if you were here with me, I would point at your heart. They are here. That's their portal to come in. You go. I go, okay, now feel me here. Stop for a second and just be still, because I know you guys can do this too. So stop for a second, take a big breath, and as we take a big breath together, we're going to call in. Who do we want to call in? Let's just call in Archangel Michael. We always start with him for protection. So let's call in the energy of Archangel Michael. And when you call in the energy of Archangel Michael, you don't need to look up in the sky someplace. You just concentrate and focus on the beauty and the grace and the love that never, ever, ever ends, that comes from inside your heart. So take a big breath and pull it into your heart and make it as big as you can and say, okay, Archangel Michael, I want to feel your energy. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Fill it up. Okay, Archangel Michael, allow us, each one of us here, and anyone in the future, to feel the strength. I don't really have to ask, it came in anyway. Let us feel your strength. Let us feel your shield today. As we go through our day, let us feel you wrapping us up in this beautiful shield of protection. Sit in it for a second. It's hard to breathe, isn't it? And it's so amazingly, incredibly beautiful. There's nothing like it. That's heaven. When you truly open up to that feeling of love that comes right into what comes from your heart, and you call in the angels and the guides or ascended masters, whoever's your favorite, whoever you feel drawn to. There's no right or wrong. When Caroline was sitting with me last night, she's like, well, I'm more into the, like, gods and goddesses, and I can't remember which one she likes, and I said, well, it's okay. It's okay. You can be into whoever you want to be into. You can call them anything you want to call them. Just call them. And just work with the energy of love. That's all. That's the only qualification, is we work with the energy of love and not fear. And it's amazing. You're amazing. You guys are just really amazing. So, look at me shift back out. Be careful, John Stewart, if you're driving. You don't want to take in too much of that energy. I'm full of it today. And I'll continue. But drive. Make sure you're paying attention. It is made from unconditional love. It's just, we just are the age of Aquarius. It's so cool. My kids were actually talking about that last night. Suzanne, imagination. Oh gosh, there's no place in my imagination won't go. You ask anybody that's spent any time with me, it's like, where do you want to go? Okay, let's go there, and I'll just start falling into it. Like, oh, yeah, sure, let's go. Where do you want to go today? We got about 15 minutes. Where do you guys want to go today? We've gone to all kinds of places, and in a little while, with a smaller group, we're going to go to Newgrange in Ireland. And we're going to see what kind of magic happens there today on the winter solstice. But you guys get to go wherever you want. Tell me where you want to go. What do you want to create today? And see what you have to say. My beautiful daughter Holly is writing the messages. Very beautiful. Hi, Holly. Jennifer, you're amazing too. We're all amazing. If we could just remember that, how amazing we are, we fall into, I am just as human as anyone else. And I wake up sometimes really confused from the sleep state. I don't know what goes on in me when I'm sleeping, but it must be a whole lot of work going on. And so when I wake up, I'm like, well, okay, give me a few minutes to orient myself. Maybe an hour and some caffeine, whatever it takes. And then if I could just start my day with, remember who you are. I think I'll paste it somewhere over my bed. So when I wake up, I'm going to do that. I've got this great ceiling up there that's like a small cathedral ceiling above my bed. And I'm going to make a big poster today. And I'm going to make it the first thing that I see when I wake up tomorrow morning. And it's going to say, remember who you are. And it's going to remind me that I am love. And that I'm always okay. And that no matter what's going on in this crazy world with all these crazy people, I am always okay. That I am protected. That I am loved. That I am love. And that it's all going to be perfectly okay. That we're all okay. Austria. Beautiful. You want to go to Austria? Wow. You're challenging me now. Maybe I could figure it out, though. It's like you said Austria, and I was like, okay, here we go. I'm kind of going to the sound of the music. Is that okay? Elks. Where is Elks? I don't know about that one. You want elk? I see elks. We have elk right here in the Smoky Mountains. There's places that we can go. I feel like doing that today if I only had time. There's places here that we can go, and there's fields of elk walking around, and they're so cool. But Elks, is that the place? You have to, Elks, Austria? Is that where you're going? Me too. Dreams, yes, Suzanne. This morning, I feel the beautiful, loving energies of Arcturian beings of light. That's beautiful. Do you want to go to a different planet? I know Austria sounds beautiful. We could go, and we could also just create something from our imagination completely. How about if we just go someplace that doesn't really have a name yet? How about if we go to a planet, a place that you and I are going to create together for a few minutes? Will that be okay? Go to the sun. That might be warm. But in our world, we would be okay on the sun, right? In our little imagination, it would be okay. Lapland. You guys have some great ideas. I'm going to have to do some meditations. I'm going to take all these ideas. Me too. Let's see. Let's go to the stars. Let's visit the stars. Let's go into space. Let's go to a planet. We're going to go through a black hole again. And we're going to go someplace to a galaxy far, far away. Where we can create anything that we want. And I'm going to be, as I'm taking you through this, I'm going to be watching you. And if you see something that you want to create as we're going, if you have any ideas or something flashes in front of you and you want to add to this meditation, we'll do this together today, okay? I would love for you to go with me. We're running out of time, so let's do it. Let's just go on a little field trip together. All right. Get your feet planted because, man, our bodies they're going to need a good grounding right now. Place beyond the sun. Of course there is. There are so many galaxies out there, we could never count them. We could never visit them all. And many of us have come from different ones, and we've lived on different ones. Of course we have. People look at us like we're crazy when we say stuff like that, and I'm like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Why would you limit yourself to just living here? I know this is, I asked Steve, I have to tell you this one last thing. I was out walking one day, and I was really kind of sad, but I was really enjoying nature. And I'm walking along, and I'm looking at it, and I said, Steve, tell me, why did I come to this planet? And he said, simply, he says his answers are always very simple. He said, because this has always been your favorite vacation place. And I said, yeah, you're right. I love this planet so much. And I really love the people, even though they challenge me. And sometimes I'm like, want to shake them awake. I really love this planet and all of its inhabitants and all of its trees and its platypuses and its... I'm so obsessed with the platypus. I'm sorry. I created that. It's got my signature on it. If you lift up a platypus and you look very carefully right at its belly button, you'll see a signature. And it says, Diana. Diana created this with love. I can see in the mail I'm going to start getting platypuses one of these days. You guys are going to be like, all right, I'm sending her a platypus. Make sure it's not real when I do that. I wouldn't even know how to go about taking care of a platypus. Okay, so take a big breath. My imagination is off and somewhere else today. I really apologize. It's going to be fun in class today, I can tell you that. I'm going to go ahead and do this. It gets me focused. We're just going to work up some good old energy, some friction, kinetic energy. Take a big breath. Get those feet grounded. Our roots are going deeply, deeply into the earth. It's going to hold us here as we travel. So we're traveling with the soul. We're traveling with our higher selves, the most beautiful part of us. And the body can sit here. And we're going to ask right now that Archangel Michael would keep each of your physical selves completely safe as you sit there in your chair or wherever you are. That your body is completely safe as you travel from your body to a galaxy far, far away. And also, if it's not asking too much, and it's not, I'm going to ask that all of my friends that are here now or come in the future, that all of my sweet friends would receive a perfect grounding and clearing. I'm going to ask the healing angels to come in. Archangel Raphael bringing a team to each one of you. Source energy coming down over your crown. Feel that energy coming right down from right above you. They're so close. They're all so close to you. If you could imagine that they're just this beautiful energy of all of creation is right over your head, and it's coming down right now, right here. Feel it. Put your hand over your head. You can feel your energy. That is you. That beautiful energy of creation is actually you. Of course, they come running every time you call. You're the boss. So I'm asking that you would receive this beautiful clearing energy as you sit here peacefully, allowing your higher self to join me. Take a big breath. Feel that heart, that all that love in your heart. That's your higher self. Imagine your truth is right there in that big well of love that's inside of you, and there's no end. There's no end to you. Your infinity and beyond. Take a big breath. Fill up your lungs right now. Nice. Now imagine that the essence of who you are, the beautiful energetic being that you are, is joining me. We're all going to shoot straight off into space together. On the count of 3, we're counting down. Let's count down from 10, just like a rocket. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And blast off. Where are we going to go? Come with me. You can just take my hand. Everybody join hands, and we're flying fast, very, very fast, right on out of the atmosphere and into the darkness. And everywhere you look, you see stars and planets. There's a few meteors going by. The moon. Ah, look at that moon. Isn't she gorgeous? I've always wanted to get up close to that moon. Let's do a circle around the moon. Let's go. Take a big orbit all the way around, as many times as you want, because you can go as fast as you like. Just circle around. If you want to stop, take a little sample. See if it's really cheese. Whatever you'd like to do. Let's go around and see the dark side of the moon. Imagine something with me. I just saw a picture. Just saw something. We're not going so far away. The dark side of the moon is different than I imagined. On that dark side of the moon, there's a whole colony. There's these big, beautiful, it's not even scary. It's like these really neat Dr. Seuss-like buildings. They're all lit up with Christmas lights. And they have rounded roofs. And they're all different colors. And there's these little beings walking around, and they're very cute. They're all like little Who's. We're all going to Whoville for a second. Let's go stop in at Whoville. It's on the dark side of the moon. We can't really see it, but it's there. The moon, what we see is a facade. It's just there to protect these little people. So on the other side of it, there's this beautiful little community. I feel their presence. They're like little magical creatures. And they welcome us. They're like, "Oh, it's about time you came to visit." And they have a banquet. If you're hungry, they're going to feed you all kinds of yummy food. And they're playing funny instruments, and they're having fun together. There's no lower vibrational energy here. Nobody is competing with anyone else. There's no hate. There's no fear. It's all just, they're just happy. They're just happy. This is one of the places. Out of the many, many, many places that we've created, someone sat down one day as a child, as a baby creator, sat down and said, you know what? I'm going to put something up there in the moon. I'm going to create this. And they had these little toys. Think of yourself in this big, beautiful creative center someplace. Your baby soul, your little one was sitting there and saying, I want to create, I'm going to make some bright, colorful little round houses, some little people. And you had this dough and you just kept creating with it and these little Legos to make buildings, and you were having so much fun. You were just enjoying yourself with your imagination. And you worked at it, and you played with it, and you giggled a little bit, and you had fun, and Mama brought you milk and cookies. When you started to get tired, you lay down for a rest. Hi, Angel. And you created this. You, your soul, your beautiful creative soul said, I want to create this beautiful place. And you did, just by playing. Isn't that cool, really? That our play is what creates. Just play. Get into your imagination and just play. What can you create today? So as we're visiting, if anyone wants to join me, we're going to go on again. I want to find another place that another one of you created. What would you create if you could create anything? Would it be Atlantis? What if Atlantis is still existing, but it's out in space somewhere? How about we go there? Let's go. Take a big breath and take a leap, and we're flying again. Off we go. And there's a black hole, and we're going to jump into that black hole because it's the shortcut, okay? So dive right into that black hole, and as soon as you do, it just shoots us out the other side like a pull ball, like a pinball. Boing! We come flying out the other side. Now what do you see? I see planets. I see all kinds of planets, and they look like colorful marbles everywhere I look. Brightly, now they're not even marbles, they're like gumballs. You ever looked in a gumball machine and all the colorful gumballs? It's like, oh, I can't pass by a gumball machine without getting a gumball. I love the color. We don't need the sugar. These are sugar free. They won't hurt us. And as we go, we're just gonna go and play on any one of the gumballs. I want you to pick a gumball that's yours. It's so big, and in that gumball there's like a door, and if you climb in that door, you'll see there's windows across it. And you got a control center, and you can fly it. So pick your gumball and open it up and climb inside, and we're going to just fly around in the gumballs for a while. And if you want to bounce off each other, it's okay, because these gumballs are very bouncy. They're safe. You can, and in space, nothing is going to hit anything else here. It's a place where everything is perfectly safe. So we can be children, and we can bounce all over the place, just like pinballs in a pinball machine. We can have fun. What would we call this? Bumper gumballs. Bumper gumballs today. Let's go bumper gumballing. So I see some of you in yellow, and blue, and red, and green, and purple. And there goes my daughter in a rainbow colored one. She's crazy that way. And we're just having, I hear laughter. And you can bounce around, and you can go explore in your gumball, in your gumball spaceship. You can go see if you can find another planet. Go find Atlantis. I know some of you want to do that, Jennifer. I know you want to do it. Just keep going. Just keep bouncing around. And as you're doing that, your body is getting this perfect clearing from every one of your chakras, going on down. Boom, 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 boom. They're all lighting up like Christmas trees. And they're creating this beautiful energy pathway through you that channels the energy of all of creation, reminding you of who you really are, reminding you, who are you? Who are you? How many of us have asked that question? Who am I? That day when you go, wait a minute, I'm more than I thought that I was. I can create universes, and right now I'm playing gumball bumper cars with all of my friends. How much fun is that? Big breath as that energy goes right on down through. And it's going all the way down your legs now. Every one of your chakras are spinning perfectly. They've been clearing away all that stuff that you don't need anymore. So you can go into this solstice day feeling your power. Reminding you that you can go anywhere, that you can be anything at any moment. All you have to do is go into this meditation time, this imagination. And then reminding you to please do it. Because the more you allow yourself to get into this beautiful place of creation, the more we're changing the whole way the planet looks. The whole energy of the planet is changing. We're bringing in love energy. We are gifting the planet with the energy of love. That's the most amazing Christmas present anyone can ever receive or ever give. That's the truth. Give energy this year. The energy of love. I can feel you guys. It's amazing. The hearts are just so full. So I want you to just take a big breath and pull yourself back into the body. We're going to come back from outer space very quickly. You can go back there anytime. Please keep creating. Please go into space. Go to Austria, wherever you want to go, and create something so magnificent. You create the birds in the sky. You can make a new bird. What kind of bird would you create today? I'm going to see how many people want to post it on my page. If you knew that you were the most amazing creator ever, and that these animals and trees and everything that's on here was actually a part of your imagination at one time. And right now that you remember who you are, you've decided to create a new breed of bird. What would that bird look like? I would love to see you draw that. Even if you are only doing stick figures, draw something today. Write about it. If you can't draw, write about it. Explain it to me. Let me know. I'd love to see some answers to that. Now take a big breath and pull your higher self back into your heart. Nice. Now feel how at home it is there now that you're all nice and clear. Your higher self says thank you. We're working together here, aren't we? We still have the ego. We're still human. We're still physical. And yet within us is the most amazing. When Caroline says she believes in like gods and goddesses, you are a god and a goddess. Whichever you choose to be, you are. You are a creator. What's your name? What's your goddess name? I'm Diana. Obvious. Who are you? Have a beautiful day, you guys. I love you so much. I'm asking the angels to continue to protect you throughout your day. Be safe inside of that beautiful haven in your heart. To go out and remember the truth of who you are. That there really is nothing or no one. No one's ever really lost. We're all connected. Just be in love. Be in love today. I love you guys. Oh, Jennifer's saying beautiful. Doves are like my favorite. I love doves. Like a Carolina wren that is red like a car. Ooh, yeah, do that. Carol, you do some beautiful painting. Can you paint it? I'd love to see it. So welcome, you guys. You're so welcome. I'm going to get off of here because I know there's people trying to get on behind me. Beautiful crystal planet like Atlantis. Yes, Jennifer. Create that, please. Go into your imagination, you guys. I only just got you started. I gave you a taste. Please continue today. Today is a special day. Please use all this energy that's coming into us today to create from your dreams, from your imagination. I love you guys so much, and I will see you. What is today? Monday. I'll see you at 3:30. Come to think of it, we have 3:30 again. The same guest that we had last week. So please join us. She had a big following, and for whatever reason, I'm completely blank on names right now. Somebody can come along and help me with that. I can barely remember yesterday, much less last week. So please come join Caroline and I at 3:30 today. I think that's all we got. I love you guys so much. Take good care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon. Bye.